Well then, as you can see, the lads yesterday had a great time on Best of Enemies. Looking forward to Tottenham versus Manchester City. I believe we've got a Manchester City fan with us live, coming into the studio. It's Daps, and he is there. How are you doing, fella? You all right?
I'm doing better than you at the moment.
Absolutely. This smile that I've got right now, it's a mix between depression and trying just to save face a little bit. Yeah. So it's all fake. It's all fake stuff.
I saw it, and I do like the way Neeks very quickly, like the camera went to him the minute Casemiro was it was confirmed. He was straight on his phone trying to work out what games he's going to miss.
No, listen, you got to do it. You got to do it.
But bro, and listen, you're not an 11-man team. It's fine. You'll be fine, bro. You know, you've got Fred. You've got a bit of this and a bit of that. You'll be good, bro. Don't worry.
We haven't got McTominay. Bring him back. He's injured, bloody hell. We're struggling right now.
Honestly, we're not here to talk about Manchester United or Liverpool, unfortunately for you, Dap. So let's get into the preview for Tottenham versus Manchester City tomorrow. You yourself, Man City, haven't been themselves recently either. All right.
No shit, Sherlock. Fucking hell.
Yeah. We do apologise for the swear words there.
I mean, this is the
9
thing.
o'clock as well. So
sorry, apologies, people. But when this is a good reminder. Today's a good reminder because you know people are acting like there's a crisis at City, but you know we're second, still in the title race. So it's not a crisis. I'm happy we've rooted out the bad egg and hopefully got rid of him. But look, this weekend's massive.
Aston Villa 2, Leicester 4, by the way. Just to cut you in there very shortly, Daps. Instead of it being 3-3, Philippe Coutinho had a goal disallowed. And now Leicester, 4 goals away from home at the Villa, at Villa Park. Unbelievable scoreline if that one stays the same. Let's go back to Daps.
Yeah, I was just going to say, look, I always knew this weekend would be big. With the fact that, look, Arsenal fans were saying it, and I think we were all saying it. New manager bounce, Sean Dyche, Everton. Now, this is where, for the whole season, with City's bad form, we've been saying, yeah, but business end of the season, this is where City turn up, right? This is where that really gets tested because now the door's been opened. The City we know from most seasons, when a door gets opened in the business end of the season, they take advantage of it, right? It's a hard game. Tottenham away, we haven't won there. I don't believe we've scored at their ground. But Arsenal have opened the door to us. If we are the City of old, by any means, we get 3 points tomorrow. And then I'll back my team again to win the league. If we don't, then it just shows that at the moment we haven't got that same mentality. So, look, Arsenal have let us in. Now we have to take advantage.
Fuad, obviously, Man City roll into town tomorrow. Are you confident about this one? Obviously, Daps is buzzing now. He's very confident. But what do you think about this one?
Not really. Not as a Spurs fan, I'll be honest. Even though we've had 2 wins now, kind of out of the last 2. Performances haven't really filled me with much confidence. I think having played City a couple of weeks back as well, I think we were 2-0 up at half-time, kind of maybe a little bit undeservedly you could say, but the way we kind of capitulated in that second half, and I think as much as we capitulated, City also showed their teeth, I felt like, in the first 5 or 10 minutes. And you just kind of saw, I feel like that's what City are capable of. And I think what Dap said there as well, I said earlier, where I feel like this weekend is really a litmus test for City's titles, credentials this year. You've kind of got Chelsea splashing the cash over there. You've got Arsenal who are trying to take their throne and do it in the way that City have been doing it in previous years, let's be honest. But now you're kind of looking at it and thinking, their bogey team in Spurs, can they go out there and do it type of thing? And for us, I've said it's the perfect game to kind of really, if you're serious about this top 4 push, this is the kind of game where you just remind everyone and say, do you know what? Because against the top sides this year, I think United, Liverpool, everybody, we've been awful, which is the reason why, in all honesty, I look at this game and I'm like, I don't really have too much confidence. Usually for me, it's the teams in and around us and below us where I think maybe we could take something. The top 6 games, I haven't fancied us at all.
I just wanted to ask quickly. That now, obviously, you mentioned Cancelo being a problem.
A bad egg, I believe that said. Yeah,
bad egg, stinky one, rotten.
But there's been a few players.
Most eggs do smell bad
since the World Cup. Who I don't know. He hasn't been. Pep hasn't favoured. Foden's been in and out of the team.
Foden's been injured, bro.
No, but when he came up from the World Cup, he wasn't injured, and Pep wasn't really fancying him. Is there issues other than Cancelo? Are there any other issues behind the scene that is causing
So if
slump at
the full Cancelo thing, bro. One of the reasons Foden hasn't played is slightly to do with that Foden was backing Pep. Foden and Ruben Diaz got involved on the training pitch. There has been 100%, but the thing is, look, Bernardo Silva's another one of them. But we saw last season, Bernardo Silva can still be professional. The key is when his countryman isn't being, and a guy that he shares an apartment block with isn't being. I think Pep has rooted out. He is the key. Look. The one thing I took from the Arsenal game was, before the Arsenal game, we got told there were 5 seniors that have a bit of an issue with Pep. Gundogan, or aren't happy, maybe not with Pep, but aren't happy. Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, Gundogan, Walker, Laporte. When I look at the Arsenal game in the second half, Laporte came on, looked good. Walker came on, looked better than he has been most of the season for us when he's been fit. Bernardo Silva actually put in a shift when he came on. So straight away, that's 3 of the 5 that have come on and looked better. I honestly believe the reason why Pep let Cancelo go out on loan, none of the other 4, just Cancelo, is because I think he's noted this one is impacting the dressing room. That's why it's a loan. Get him away from the squad now. But it's the same as what I just said before, bro. All of my faith in my club has been put on what we do in the business end of the season.
Well, but this is what I'm going to say. But based on everything that's happened and the season so far, obviously a lot of the talk is, City can go on a 10, 15 game winning run. Personally, it's hard for me to look at this City team and say I can see a 15 game winning run in it. Can you see that?
But Nick, this is the thing. That's what I'm saying. Until recently, maybe not. But after this week, after the Arsenal game, and then with now, this is a test. I'm not saying I can see it, but last season when we dropped points to Crystal Palace, right, I went on a rant that I don't see no leaders. I can't see us doing what we've done in previous seasons. This is the weekend where ultimately, I'm saying the same as you. Someone show me. Someone in City's team, because the proof is in the pudding. If we don't, I'll happily say, do you know what, maybe this season we've dropped off. But this is the opportunity. Right now, the weekend, Arsenal drop points. If we then go and take 3 points at whatever Tottenham's ground called, the Toilet Bowl, I think. Right, if we go and take 3 points there, that is pressure, severe pressure on
Arsenal.
On Arsenal and on Arteta. And if you think about it, that's 3 pressures now. That if we get points tomorrow, 3 points, then you go back the last time when we played Tottenham and we came back from 2 goals down, and then you talk about when we beat them in the Cup. That's 3 times that we're saying to Arteta and Arsenal, this is what we do. Are you really ready to do this with us? So,
Daps, how you doing, bro? Final question before we go back to the scores as well.
Matisse. Yeah, I salute the shamelessness of the last couple of streams, bro. You've been sensational.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I think